Picture this, it's 2 a.m., your phone buzzes, and she's pouring her heart out, work stress, family drama, emotions spiraling like a storm. Your instinct kicks in, urging you to fix it, to offer solutions, to be the hero. But what if that's the exact move pushing her away? Here's a truth most men never grasp: when a woman opens up, she's not handing you a puzzle to solve. She's testing your strength, scanning for the depth of your presence. This isn't about tricks or games, it's about mastering a masculine energy so unshakable it becomes magnetic. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're diving into the raw, unfiltered essence of what makes you the man she can't forget. Buckle up for 10 transformative truths that will redefine how you show up in her world. Let's start with the moment she calls, voice trembling, unloading her chaos. Maybe it's a coworker who's driving her up the wall, or her family's expectations weighing heavy. You listen, and your brain goes into overdrive, suggest a new job, map out a family boundary plan, offer logical fixes. You think you're being supportive, the good guy she needs. But then she pulls back, goes quiet, and you're left wondering, what did I do wrong? Here's the hard truth: she didn't share to get your advice. She shared to feel you, your calm, your emotional anchor in her storm. Women don't want a mechanic tinkering with their problems. They want a lighthouse, steady and unmoved, no matter how wild the waves. When you jump to fix her, you're signaling her emotions make you uneasy, that you need her to be okay for you to feel steady. That's not strength, it's fragility. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're about building that unshakable core, the kind that makes her feel safe without you saying a word. Think about David, a 44-year-old from Arizona, freshly divorced and thriving in business but struggling to connect. He meets Rachel, a sharp, single mom carrying the weight of co-parenting stress. On their 4th date, she opens up about her ex and the chaos of shared custody. David, eager to help, lays out a plan, new schedules, legal tweaks, efficiency tips. Rachel goes silent. Days later, she tells him the spark's gone. David's stunned, he thought he was being a rock. But what Rachel needed wasn't a strategist, she needed a man who could hold space for her emotions without flinching. Women live in a world of emotional tides, and when they share, they're asking, can you handle me at my messiest? Can I trust your strength when I'm falling apart? If you rush to solve her problems, you're telling her you can't handle the storm. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we teach you to be the coastline, not the lifeguard. This is where Stoicism becomes your superpower. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When she brings her chaos, don't mirror it. Don't panic. Stay centered, breathe slow, and let her feel your calm. She's the ocean, full of motion, depth, and unpredictability. You're the sure, solid, unchanging, a force that doesn't bend. When you master this, something shifts. She relaxes, her walls drop, and a magnetic pull forms, not because you fixed her life, but because you became the safe harbor she craves. This is emotional attraction, the kind that lingers, the kind that turns into obsession. On Wisdom Waves Aura, we're not here to fluff you up with feel-good tips, we're here to sharpen your edge with truth. Now, let's talk about stillness, a strength most men overlook. It's not loud, it doesn't chase, it doesn't argue. But when a woman feels it, she stops in her tracks. Stillness isn't apathy, it's control, the ability to stay grounded when her emotions pull for your reaction. Most guys, when she's upset, feel the urge to do something, fix, explain, match her energy. But that's where you lose your power. True masculine energy doesn't rush into chaos, it anchors it. Imagine Mark, 52, a construction business owner dating Elena, a nurse and mom of 2. Over dinner, Elena vents about work and family stress. Mark jumps in with budgeting apps and daycare solutions, thinking he's helping. Elena pulls back, and he's baffled. What she needed was his presence, not his plans. She wanted to feel his calm, not his control. Marcus Aurelius put it best, be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it. That's your role, be the rock, not the wave. When you stay still, she finds clarity in your silence. She softens, trusts, and feels held, not physically, but energetically. That's where desire ignites, and on WisdomWavesAura, we show you how to wield that power. Here's a raw truth: she doesn't want you to fix her. She's not broken, not a project, not a checklist. When she shares her emotions, she's not asking for a manual, she's scanning for your depth, your emotional gravity. Take Chris, a 44-year-old fitness trainer in Tampa, dating Melissa, a divorcee with 2 teens. Early on, Melissa opens up about her ex's infidelity and financial stress. Chris leans in, offering advice, articles, even therapy funding. At first, she seems grateful, but soon she's distant, canceling dates, needing space. Chris thought emotional availability meant being her counselor, but he crossed into emotional servitude. Women don't crave a man who's always fixing, they crave one who holds space without losing his masculine core. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." She doesn't need you to remove the storm, she needs to know it won't move you. Next time she vents, don't solve. Listen, nod, hold eye contact, breathe steady. Be the shelter, not the architect. On WisdomWavesAura, we're about creating that unshakable presence that makes her chase you. Now, let's flip the script. The less you react, the safer she feels. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's biology. Women test men, not out of malice, but instinct. They poke to see if you'll crack, if you'll mirror their chaos with your own. If you do, she loses faith, not because she's cruel, but because she's wired to seek stability. Think of Derek, a 49-year-old architect in Denver, dating Amanda, a passionate woman with strong emotions. When Amanda's mood swings, Derek used to chase, apologize, adapt to her energy. He thought he was being sensitive, but she felt exhausted, like she was leading the emotional dance. Stoicism teaches you to be the mountain, not the wind. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When she's emotional, pause, assess, respond with calm. Your stillness rewires her nervous system, she feels safe, grounded, and drawn to you. On WisdomWavesAura, we're building men who don't flinch, who become the force she orbits. In any dynamic, someone holds the frame, the emotional container, the tone, the direction. If it's not you, it's her. Picture a painting, she's the vibrant, chaotic art, you're the clean, strong frame. Without you, her energy spills out, loses focus. Derek learned this with Amanda. He stopped reacting to her tests, held eye contact, spoke with intention. Slowly, she softened, became warmer, because he stepped into the masculine role she craved. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Hold the frame by mastering your reactions, your focus, your values. When you do, she relaxes into her femininity, and desire sparks. On WisdomWavesAura, we're not about control, we're about certainty, the kind that makes her lean in. Here's a subtle art: control your reactions, control her perception. Women watch how you move, how you breathe, how you handle her spikes. If you flinch, beg, or over-explain, the spell breaks. Train stillness, let her storm pass without your pulse spiking. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you stay unmoved, not cold but steady, she recalibrates around your strength. That's not just respect, that's attraction. On WisdomWavesAura, we teach you to make your nervous system your superpower, turning chaos into connection. Don't be her therapist, be her obsession. Chris learned this the hard way with Melissa. By over-listening, over-analyzing, he blurred the line between lover and counselor. Women don't want endless emotional labor, they want polarity, tension, mystery. Listen, validate, but stay rooted in your masculine spark. Tease, lead, pull her into your world. That's what makes her text first, chase you, crave you at 2 a.m. on WisdomWavesAura. We're about igniting that wildfire, not smothering it with caregiving. Never crave her approval. The moment you seek her validation, you lose her. Neediness repels, self-assurance attracts. Seneca said, "A man is unhappy, though he reigns the world, if he does not consider himself supremely happy." Stop over-explaining, apologizing, adjusting to her mood. Trust your presence, your silence, your worth. When you don't need her to feel complete, she's drawn to your gravity. On WisdomWavesAura, we build men who stand in their own power, unshaken. Finally, let her storm, you stay stone. Derek, now with Carla, faced her fiery outburst at dinner. Old Derek would have argued back. This time, he sat back, breathed, stayed steady. Carla softened, not because he fought, but because he didn't. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break." Your calm is her clarity. When you don't flinch, you become unforgettable, the man she replays in her mind, the one she dreams about. On WisdomWavesAura, we're not teaching you to chase, we're teaching you to be the force she can't resist. This journey isn't about manipulation, it's about presence, depth, and a masculine stillness that commands respect. If you're ready to go deeper, subscribe to WisdomWavesAura. Every day, we sharpen your edge, strip away the noise, and build the man you were meant to be. Drop a comment, I stay unshaken. Let's keep the fire burning.